Jay, how are you, sir?
Doing not too badly yourself. How are things
Good.
in Toronto?
Well, a little bit quiet. And as you may have heard and seen and watched, the Blue Jays did very well, got extraordinarily close, played a wicked World Series, but fell a little bit short. And yeah, everybody is, I think, is just a little bit quiet because, boy, there was a ton of energy in this town. Everybody was on top of the Blue Jays. Everybody's watching.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was just Toronto. It was probably across the country. I think I know you and I were part of a chat thread just amongst our friends, and they're spread across Vancouver and Calgary, and you guys were in Toronto, and you got a couple guys, one guy in the States anyway. So
Right.
like all kind of following the game. All other sports were kind of on hold for a couple days.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and this team, I mean, they certainly did us proud, didn't they? Just a fantastic team. I mean, who knew? My gosh, 3 weeks ago, I didn't even know, more than three guys on the team, and now I know almost 15 or 16. It's just awesome.
Well, by the end of the series, you should have known all 23, but 26.
Yeah,
If you learned a few other guys' names, that's good. But yeah, no, they uh, and the thing you hear everybody sort of talking about, the fact that they didn't pull it out is one thing. But part of the reason I think people are so emotional about it is these guys are easy to cheer for. Like they're a fun team. They really
yeah,
played as a team. They seem to care about one another, and that's one of the things we don't see with a lot of other teams that we cheer for. There's guys that are playing for Bucks, and these guys really seem to be playing for each other. So it
yeah.
was it was close. It's unfortunate that they didn't pull it out. They had their chances in Game Seven. Um, Not even talking about the chance they had at the end of Game Six. Uh,
Right. So let's talk about those chances. For someone like me, I read about, the Blue Jays and the chances that they unfortunately couldn't capitalize that they missed in Game 7. What stood out for you? And so actually, I'm going to take that question back. I'm going to ask you about IKF, and I'm using the acronym not because it sounds cool rolling off my tongue, but I don't know the guy's name. So anyways, IKF,
it's
he
Isaiah Kiner Falafa. Yes.
I'm sure it is. And so he was on third. The bases were loaded. And I focused in on the catcher, did his foot come off the plate or didn't? But then, of course, then I read afterwards that IKF wasn't taking a big lead at third. How could that be, Jay? Like, what happened there?
Well, I mean, I've sort of read and heard a couple things. I mean, if he'd had a bigger lead, there's a good chance that he actually scores and the Jays win
Of
the
course.
World Series.
Of course.
But I mean, when my immediate thought when the bases were loaded and Dalton Varsho's coming up isn't what kind of lead is IKF going to get off third base. My immediate thought was Dalton just has to hit one into the outfield deep enough that IKF can tag up and score.
Right.
So, I mean, Kiner Falafa is getting a little bit of the blame for not getting a big enough lead, but no one's sort of talking about the fact that like Varsho hit a dribbler to second base that Rojas could turn around and get to home plate in time. And Rojas made a great play. Like that's the
Yes.
other thing. It's not like everyone's kind of like what are the mistakes that the Jays made and maybe not giving credit to the fact that Los Angeles set themselves up defensively properly to make that exact play and Rojas made a great grab and made the play.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. LA's a great team, but we're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about
Well, no,
bases
but
loaded, and IKF looks like he's just faster than anyone. Like he's quick, and so why not just take a bigger lead? I mean, just get this
well,
done.
I think he's a former Blue Jay. I think I read somewhere Whit Merrifield sort of did an analysis of the lead that IKF took off, and he said, "Hey, like you're also sort of got to protect. If you're the guy in third base, you got to protect being doubled off the same way that Barger got doubled off in at
Right,
the end of Game Six."
right.
And I think Merrifield sort of said that the rule of thumb is like your lead should be no greater than the distance that the third baseman is away from third base. And
Ah,
Merrifield looked at it and said, IKF's lead was exactly sort of what Muncie's uh, distance was away from third base. Now, again, that's a rule of thumb. Does that rule apply in Game 7 of a World Series in the bottom of the ninth?
That's right.
Um,
Bases
but
loaded.
yeah, I mean, and again, one of the things I kind of sort of thought about when sort of IKF is getting a lot of the blame would be like, well, where's the third? There's a third base coach there. Like, presumably the third base coach is in his ear. He's not just standing there kind of cheering IKF on. He must be
Right.
giving IKF some instructions
Right.
as to what kind of lead to take off. And um, yeah, it's, I mean, the easy thing is if he'd had a bigger lead and he's two strides closer to home plate, he probably gets in before the ball gets there.
Oh, for sure he would.
There's not a force, right?
Right.
So like that's I mean, but again, it's not just I don't think it's Kiner Falefa by himself deciding exactly how far off third base to be. So
So, so the takeaway from what you're saying then is that we're blaming the third base coach as well as the coaching staff, in
well
addition to
well
IKF. Is
no,
that what you just
I know,
said?
I think, I mean, it's I mean, there's a series of there's a whole bunch of things that could have happened on that play. Like,
Right.
I look and going like Varsho, who has been hitting with decent power all year, couldn't get one out of the outfield.
But you
I
can't
mean,
blame the hitter. I mean, the hitter is trying. I mean, the pitchers are fantastic. You get what you get, right?
yeah, but you're saying we're not going to blame the hitter. Well, you're blaming IKF for being maybe not two strides further off, and
Right.
we don't know. Like, I haven't heard anybody talk about what the third base coach uh, was in his ear. I think everyone's
Right.
always just looking at the players, right? The players have to play. So I'm just looking at the entire play and saying, like, my immediate thought was, if Varsho can get a fly ball, the Jays win the World Series.
So on that play, that staying with that play, the catcher's foot going up and then going back down, that actually reminds me of the catch by the New England Patriots receiver. He's a fantastic guy who caught the ball while two or three defenders were on him. They were all falling to the ground, and he held the ball on the ball. He let it go, and then he caught it back, or he closed his hands on it before it touched the ground. It was sort of like
Julian Edelman in the Super Bowl against Atlanta. Is that the one you're talking about?
probably Mr. Encyclopedia. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm just telling you what I visualize. I have no idea what the
Yeah.
context is. But anyways, yeah, I mean that clip where it was just like you can't believe that he actually made that catch. And I can't believe that the catcher had the wherewithal to like his foot lifted off the base and then it came back down. I realize he barely didn't even know what was going on, but that's just a quality play right there. I mean,
Yeah. Well, and that's again, like, that's, you said we're not here to talk about the Dodgers, but Rojas made a very good play. So, I mean, if we talk about the Dodgers, like you pointed out, Yamamoto is pitching very well. His sinkers are difficult to hit. So again, my comment about Varsho is like, yeah, I realize he's up against the guy who won the World Series MVP because of how he pitched
right.
over the
On
course of
24 hours
3 games.
rest.
Well, probably a little bit less than there, or maybe about the same amount of time. But he'd pitched like 96 pitches the day before to win Game 6, and he comes in, does I think it was 2 1/3 innings to wipe things up, right? And I mean, he's pitching well. Rojas makes a good play, very good play. And Will Smith is aware enough and alert enough. He has to lift his foot up, but he gets his foot back down. I know in our little text thread there was a lot of debate about whether Smith got his foot back down. But from
Right.
what I've seen, it certainly looks like he got his foot back down. And I mean, the ump is there. The ump is right on top of it. They're
Right.
professionals. Yeah, umps make mistakes, but it doesn't look like a mistake was made here. It was just good plays by the Dodgers, and I mean the Jays, and again, like, that was only the second out,
Yeah,
right?
but that was the winning run. So,
But no, but the Jays still had bases loaded with 2 out.
right.
A hit gets them the World Series. They just didn't get that hit either. So I mean, what was the end stat there? They left 14 guys on base, which is ties a record for
Yeah,
for a concluding game, right? So
you're just being too rational and dispassionate about the whole thing. I do want to focus in. on IKF. I mean, if you had a couple more feet, I think you already said that. But geez, it's a game of inches, 24 inches, and we would be. I mean, we wouldn't be here talking about this. We'd be whooping it up.
Yep, probably. But this will be fodder for decades.
Right. And what is our third base coach's name?
I think it's Feblas.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
he's to blame. Okay.
Oh,
Very
but
good.
we're not blaming Feblas. It was. I mean, they played as a team. They lost as a team.
Right.
And I mean, I'm looking and going, everyone's kind of heaping on IKF, and there's other people that were involved in that play.
Right. And so what I want to do here is I want to flash on the screen this work of art, a pumpkin picture in the design of our my team, your favorite team, my favorite team's logo. Did you carve this, the Blue Jays logo, into the pumpkin? And how did you do that, sir?
I Yes, I did, and I I traced the logo on the pumpkin, or I just actually free drew the logo on the pumpkin and carved it. It's I don't it's not there's not some magic special skill. It was, I took a
Right.
knife, cut into the
Right.
pumpkin over what I'd traced on,
Yeah. Well
and
done.
I did have to use a couple toothpicks because to stabilize the middle portion there, because it was uh, with some of the intricacies in the middle there, the middle portion kind of got a little bit heavy, but so it's supported by toothpicks, but from a distance it looks really good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, you certainly did your part. And I did my part too, learning the names of most of the roster. I mean, if IKF and third baseman, base coach, I mean, whatever. We'll
Get,
we'll do it
get, get,
again
get,
next year.
Getting down to the backup second baseman was too much. The three letters was enough for you.
Yeah, I'm really murky when it comes to the bullpen. So I just, it's like every guy's a new
Well,
guy.
and that's again, like, everybody's like, again, we're all looking like, hey, IKF didn't do this.
Yeah,
Like, they were up 4-2 going into the eighth inning,
yeah.
and couple solo homers. And I mean, Jeff Hoffman pitched really well in the playoffs. I don't know why anybody was surprised that he might have given up a home run, because he'd been giving up home runs all year. Um,
Oh,
but he'd pitched really well in the playoffs. I mean, the surprise was who hit the home run. Like, Miguel Rojas is, what they say, 7 home runs during the course of the year. I don't think he had hit a home run off of a right-hander who was an actual pitcher. I think he hit a home run off a right-hander who was a position player who'd come in to pitch
oh,
late in the game, but he hadn't hit a home run off of a right-hander. So if you're scripting it, having Jeff Hoffman come in and Miguel Rojas at the plate, you're probably feeling pretty good.
right. Yeah.
And so that's, I mean, again, like, everybody's piling on IKF. Well, like, Savage, who was fantastic, gave up the home run to Muncy in the eighth. Hoffman, who'd been fantastic, gave up the home run to Rojas in the ninth.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Well, the rookie Yaskavich, he's untouchable at this point. I mean, he came in. What an effort! What a performance, right? I mean, and then pitching on in the final game, short rest. And
Yeah.
the
Well, when
kid
he came
tried his
on,
best.
yeah, when he came on again, you're sitting there thinking like he's gonna complete the story the same way that Yamamoto completed the story, coming in on like 1 day's rest and pitching in the eighth, and again, and he was very, very good. Just one pitch to Muncy got taken over the fence.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, so again, being a fan for about 2, 3 weeks, all the articles I read, this was supposed to be a cakewalk for LA. Maybe we'd be out in 5 games or what have you. Were you a little bit surprised, or was it sort of par of the course as to how well this Blue Jays team had played for the entire 162?
well, I was surprised mostly because the pitching advantage seemed to be with the Dodgers, and like Blake Snell, I don't think he kind of underperformed. Otani wasn't. I mean, he was good, but it's not like he was like outstanding in Game 7. I mean, Yamamoto was a different. I mean, there's two guys. Gaussman pitched really well in both those games. Like, he went 6 innings, 6 innings plus in Game 6. like was striking guys out. Just had he gave up 3 runs in both games, so he gave the team a chance to win both games. Yamamoto was just lights out. I mean, there's a guy who's like, and he's been fantastic both years that he's been over since from Japan. I mean, he's just getting started. Like that's the scary thing for the rest of the league is like the Dodgers are still set up to be contenders next year as well. Hopefully the Jays are there too. I mean, it would be fantastic if there was a rematch next year to sort of see if the Jays can best the Dodgers beast.
So you've got the last 90 seconds here, and I want your hot take, totally unscripted, no warning. Give me your reasons as to why the Jays should open up the vault and re-sign Bo Bichette, whose name I've known for years, by the way. I mean, I know this guy.
Well, I mean, I don't know who else is out there at second base. I mean, you look at. I mean, if they can convince him to move to second base full time. I mean, that's defensively they looked pretty good with Bichette at second and Jimenez at shortstop. I don't know who else is out there that you could possibly sort of improve the team with. Like if the goal is to improve the team, if you lose Bichette, who else is out there that is going to improve the team offensively and defensively? Um,
Is he worth Vlad money?
well, he's not going to get Vlad money. Like he's, I mean, the stories I'm hearing are like even now, like the bigger deals that were signed in the off season there with I think Adamas in San Francisco signed for like 180 million or 177 or something like that. Like I read somewhere that prior to even Game 7, they were talking about Bo getting like maybe a deal for 186 in free agency. And now it's kind of like, hey, maybe he gets something in excess of 200. So he's not getting $500 million Vladdy money. He's still going to get $200 million, and they might be reluctant. I mean, he's been injured a little bit the last couple of years. He missed 7 weeks this year. Um, but I mean, the counter to that is if you have homegrown guys and you let them walk, like what message are you sending to other guys that are coming up?
Right, right,
So, I mean, why wouldn't you sort of bring Bichette back? Everybody else is kind of under contract.
right.
Like their offense and their defense would be set up. They got a couple pitchers they maybe have to look at signing, but I mean, they're going to have you Savage for the entire year. They maybe have to go out and sign. I think Bieber's a free agent, so they might need to look at bringing him back. I think Bassett indicated he'd be interested in coming back. So, I mean, but I'd be if I was the Jays, like, why would you waste the goodwill that's been built up and not sign Bichette unless there's a different plan that I'm not aware of? Like, I mean, he's also fits their age profile, right? Some of the guys that are available, um, like, do you go out and get Kyle Tucker? Kyle Tucker didn't have a very good good playoff for the Cubs. You could put him in the outfield and have Barger go play third base and Clement can go back to second. Jimenez can stay at shortstop. Does that Tucker might be a little bit better offensively than Bichette, but I mean, you look what Bichette did just in gutting it out in the
Yeah,
World Series here.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Pretty
I mean, I,
impressive.
I I think I mean going out and getting Tucker, anybody you're going to get to come in and improve the team is going to cost you some money, and you might be able to get Bichette to if you could get Bichette for 200 million, why wouldn't you do that?
You convinced me. Way to go, bud.
Hey, well, thanks. Now I just have to talk to Shapiro and Atkins.
That's right.
Well, they have to
Okay,
talk to Ted Rogers, right? So
right. Okay.